So, good morning, yogis. Thank you for joining me again for another online practice. This week, we've been focusing on side bending because I think they're just such a great neutralizing posture. They bring our awareness to our breath and even give this sense of an expansion of our breath. A lot of times you might do lateral stretches, side bending, if you want to do pranayama. So it's good for that. It brings attention to the core. So we have to really have a greater awareness on the core, and strengthens muscles along the spine, even kind of creates a little bit more freedom between each and every vertebra, and maybe even more space in like the viscera, your organs around that whole area. So let's really be attentive to that. Okay, letting a couple more people in as we begin to practice. So if you would like to take a comfortable seat, we'll start seated. You can sit up on a little cushion or just on your mat. I'm going to go back here. So just come to a comfortable seat. Maybe a cross-legged position. Maybe becoming aware of what leg's in front, because we'll switch it up halfway. I take a few big breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel the sits bones ground down and see if you can feel some elongation in your spine, keeping your head over your rib cage. Noticing your breath, linking your awareness to your breath. Let's just relieve any tension that we may be carrying in our neck or our head or shoulders, neck and shoulders. So maybe bring your chin towards your chest, sweep it up and over the right shoulder, and then back down and up and over the left. And just do that a few times, little neck rolls. Flowing, moving with breath. And after you've gone to both sides equally, bring your chin down towards your chest. You can bring it up towards the sky, getting a nice extension, only going to your range of motion, whatever that is. Moving with awareness. And one more time, and then coming back to neutral. Great. Oh boy. Okay. And then let's sweep our arms out by our sides, interlace your fingers overhead, and get a big stretch here. Big stretch. Feel that maybe the lower ribs lift. Get a big stretch, grounding from sits bones, lengthening up through the palms of your hands, and then release your hands and take a hinge forward, your first forward bend. Go as far as you can, go to your range of motion, and then just breathe there. Noticing the shape-shifting capacity of our breath. How it changes, the ribs, the side body, the diaphragm. And then maybe even with your hands grounded, and just shift your torso a little bit side to side. Good. And breathing here, keeping the sits bones grounded. Doesn't matter how far we go. And then bring that movement to stillness. Breathe into the side body. Again, feel the side ribs expanding as you breathe. And feeling them contract on your exhale. One more breath. And then walk your hands in. We'll rise up and go right into a twist. So left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind the back on the earth or a block. Inhale, get long. Focus on length. Draw your right rib cage back as your left rib cage and your left collarbone kind of track forward. Look over your right shoulder and breathe here a couple of breaths. And then unwind, coming back to center. Your right hand is on the earth. Left arm up to sky. Really get long from that hip to the fingertips and fold to the right. Draw that left shoulder back. And if you find it, if it's okay, you can soften the right elbow, even bringing that forearm closer towards the earth or maybe all the way down, if you have that range of motion. But keep your left sit bone grounded. One more breath. And then the next inhale will rise you up and you'll pause. And we'll send our arms overhead again, interlacing our fingers, get long one more time. Oh, really feel maybe that the lower ribs get a little sticky, maybe they've kind of elongated and are, you're creating more space in the body. And then exhale, hinge forward again. Hands on the earth, sits bones stay grounded. Plant your hands and then just gently sway side to side, just a little. And then see if you can bring that movement to stillness and ground the sits bones back a little bit more. Fold forward. Nice. And then let's rise up and take a twist to the left. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind the back, lifting your heart. And see if you can get that left rib cage to go a little farther back. The right rib cage to come a little farther forward. Chin stays parallel to the earth, and then maybe your neck rotates to the left. Inhale fully, exhale completely. One more breath, inhale and exhale. And then the next inhale brings you back to center, and we'll fold to the left. So the left hand grounds on the earth or a block. The right arm reaches up to the sky. That right hip grounds down a little bit more as you fold over to the left. Drawing your right shoulder blade back, maybe gazing up to the sky, and maybe softening the left elbow if that feels comfortable for you. One more breath cycle here. Good. And next inhale and rise up. Good job. All right, so now let's come to a dog pose, one down dog. So you can move your little prop out of the way if you're sitting on something. From tabletop, you can just send your hands a little farther forward up your shoulders, curl your toes under, send your hips to the sky. So you have a nice spacious down dog. Soften your knees as much as needed. Send your hips to the sky. So you're focusing on the length through the side body. And then gently sway your hips side to side. Breathing. Noticing. Become aware of any resistance in your body and direct your breath there. Bring any movement to a close. Plant the hands, send the hips a little higher, head between your arms. Maybe pedal your feet now. Getting a little stretch in the calves and the hamstrings. And behold one side, let that heel descend. and then switch. And then see if you can let both heels descend. You know, engage the quadriceps, press your thigh bones back. Take one more big inhale. And exhale and release. And then look up towards your hands. Step, walk, hop if you're in hopping mood already into your forward fold. Rise up halfway, take a half lift, get long. Exhale, go back into your fold. And then bend your knees until your belly's on your thighs. Lift your chest. Bring your arms out like a T. Strong legs rise you up to standing. Hands to prayer and prayer to our heart. And notice how you're feeling now. Let's bring our shoulders up toward our ears and back and down. Big circles. Forward. And then big circles back. Just relieving any tension there. Good. And then pause and drop the shoulders. Okay. Let's take the Ardha Chandrasana, side bending posture. So from your Tadasana, again, really root and ground the feet. So we have a nice foundation. Give a little tone to the belly so you support the muscles of the back body as we go to the side. Right? So arms out to the sides, up to the sky. You can keep your arms wide to honor your shoulders, or they could come together in an interlace. You can even take hold of the left wrist if that's intriguing to you with your right hand. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, take that length over to the right side and hold it here and breathe. So feel the left hip is kind of going more to the left as the rest of your torso is folding to the right, like you're folding over that big full moon. Good, and you can look your gaze to the inside of your left arm. Noticing where there's resistance in the body and send your breath there. Noticing how the breath is changed as we're in this side bend. Take one more breath. The next inhale rises you up. Release your hands. Same hand position on the other side. So maybe it's the clasp of the right wrist or interlace. Get long. Exhale, fold to the left. And breathe. Breathe into your right lung. See if you can expand it a little bit more. Into all the intercostal muscles between every single rib. Inhale, exhale, go a little deeper if you can. Feel this compression on the left side. And one more breath. The next inhale will rise us up, elongate here, and then release our arms by our sides. Good job. And notice you might feel a little, I don't know, I felt like these classes of poses make me feel a little lighter, a little more buoyant in my body. I feel like I'm breathing deeper. So maybe notice if you feel those sorts of effects. Maybe not, it's okay. Whatever you feel is good. So let's come to the top of our mat and let's have our blocks now. So we'll go into our first wave of postures. Oh, let's say we will be doing a couple of things on our knees. We'll do a knee down lunge, and then we're going to turn into a modified side plank on our knee. So if you want, you could have a cushion underneath your knee. You could not bring your knee down, and you can do some variation over, a chair. So, you'll do it, honor your body, protect your knees. They're important, you need them. All right. So finding Tadasana, really grounding feet into the earth, engaging legs, toned belly. Good. Let's take a big inhale, arms out to the sides, up to the sky. Elongate here if you like. You could take a slight extension. And then exhale, hinge from your hips, forward bend, swan dive, softening the knees to protect the hamstrings. Hands come onto the earth, framing your feet. Put the weight into your right leg and lift your left leg as much as you're able. And of course, you can have your blocks here, right? Lift the leg. We're taking a standing split for a moment or two. Grounding, lifting, pressing through the ball of your left foot. Lift up as high as feels comfortable. Little challenge, little balance challenge. And then bend the right knee and lower the left foot. And here you are into your low lunge. That's kind of a fun way to get there, isn't it? I mean, I think it is. So you can do it anytime we do step backs. You just send that leg to the sky for a bit. Good. Ground your left hand into the earth or a block, and we're going to rotate to the right. So start to rotate. You can use your right hand on right thigh. You just send the arm to the sky or leave it on your hip. And breathe here for a few breaths. Keep lifting the left hamstring, lengthening your torso, and feel that rotation from the belly. Send the breath to the upper lungs. You're broad across your collarbones. One more breath. And then exhale and derotate. Lower the hand back to the other side of the right foot. Pause one more time here in your low lunge. And then lower the left knee down. Send your arms to the sky. Knee down, warrior one. Good. You can even send the hips forward, drop the hips a little bit, lift the sternum, take an extension here. Keep lifting through the side body though, like it's like someone's lifting your heart upward. Feel the joy of being in your body. And then come back to neutral. Lower your right hand onto your hip, for starters. And then we're going to fold to the right. If you want, you could reach your right hand to your left hamstring so it reaches behind you. I'm going to turn backwards so you can see this. So if you can grab that hamstring, and then we're going to fold to the right and breathe. And feel this nice stretch on the whole left side body. No matter where the hand is, don't worry. It feels good. Just breathe into the left lung. Maybe even let your ear drop towards your shoulder so you're getting a lateral stretch in your neck. Take one more breath and then rise back up. Lower your arm down and we're going to pivot into our side plank time. So you're going to pivot right on that left knee. Just turn the calf to the right side of your mat. Extend your right leg and lift back up. So your body's on one plane. There's a tendency in this posture to the hips to go back. Bring them forward. So your whole body's on one plane. Good. The right arm could rest on the thigh, the right thigh, or outer knee. Left arm up to sky. Inhale here. Tone your belly for support as you exhale and fold to the right. And then inhale and rise up. And exhale and fold to the right. Oh yeah. And one more time. Exhale, fold to the right and hold. Just for a breath or two. Feeling that breath deepen on the left side. Take one more. The next inhale will rise us up. And then we're going to go right into our Vashisthasana, our side plank. So I'm going to turn so that you can see. Oops, I'm going to come a little bit off my mat. Here we go. And then ground your hand into the earth. Make sure the hand is right underneath the shoulder. Again, we don't want to have the butt go back, so bring it forward. So your body's all on one plane except for the left calf. Right arm to sky. Now, because this is a side bending practice, I'm going to invite us to send our right arm overhead in line with the ear. You could even lift the leg and focus on some side bending. If you'd like to try the full plank, side plank, you could extend that bottom leg and stack your feet like you're in a Tadasana. Right? And there you are. If you like this, but it's a little challenging, you can always bring that top leg in front of you. So breathe here a couple of times. Maybe spinning your heart more to the sky, reaching from your right foot to your right fingertips. One more breath. Exhale, and then slowly bring your right hand to the earth. Bring that left knee down if it isn't already. Both legs come down. We go back to the top of our mat, and then up we go, dog pose number 2. Adho Mukha Skonasana. Plant your hands, send your hips to the sky. Lengthen through the side body. Focus mostly on length, more than what's happening in the legs about getting the heels down. And if it's of interest to you, I'm going to invite us to do a side bend in this posture too. So my feet are, they're a little closer together than normal. My belly's toned, so my torso's long. And then see if you can roll to the outside edges of, or the pinky toe side of your right foot, the big toe side of your left foot. So you just roll to the sides of your feet. And then send your hips to the sky. And what's going to happen here is you're going to get a deeper stretch on the left side. And breathe into the left side, right under your armpit. And then come back to center. Try that on the other side. Just roll to the outside, the pinky toe side of left foot, big toe side of right foot. Lift your hips a little higher. Breathe into the right lung. Maybe even look under your right arm. Come back to center, back into your dog pose. Look up to your hands. Walk, step. Even you could do your little standing split, walking forward if you want. Back into our Uttanasana. Rise up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Bend your knees, belly on thighs. Lift the chest, lift the arms. Rise up, strong legs. Hands to prayer. Prayer to your heart. Take a couple of breaths here and notice how you're feeling now. Okay, second side. Big inhale, elongate, maybe extend a little bit by lifting your heart. Exhale, hinge from your hips, swan dive and forward bend. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale and fold. And then put the weight into your left foot. Lift your right leg to the sky. 3 to 5 breaths, standing split. Strong standing leg. Maybe you're bringing your head towards your knee, pressing through the ball of your right foot. Exploring maybe with the hip facing the earth, or opening up. You can even rock that hip closed and then open it again. And then soften your left knee, lower that right foot, low lunge. Look at that, we made it. And then ground your right hand onto the block or the earth. Lift that right hamstring, lengthen through your torso as you begin to turn to the left. Your left hand could stay on your thigh or it could go up to the sky. And breathe here. Into your upper lungs, across the collarbones. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head so that the head, your spine's all in alignment. One more breath. And then lower that hand down to the earth. Lower the right knee, propping the knee if you need to. And then rising up, knee down, warrior one. Relaxing the shoulders down the back. Focus on elongation. If you'd like to take a little extension here, again, you can drop the hips, kind of come a little extra forward. Maybe the knee goes a little past that plane of the ankle. Lifting your heart, maybe lifting your gaze. And then next inhale, let's rise back up to neutral. So the tailbone draws down. The belly tones and lifts. Then we'll take our side bend. So the left hand comes onto the hip, maybe reaches the right hamstring as you fold to the left. And breathe here into the right side body. And find a drishti. Maybe last time I think I let my ear drop toward my shoulder to get a nice stretch in the little muscles, the scalenes in the right side of my neck. Maybe I'm taking rotation again. Looking down. Whatever feels good for you. And finding those parts of the body that you're experiencing some resistance And send your breath there. Take one more, and then we'll rise back up. We're gonna lower our hands by our sides because we're gonna pivot to the side plank. So you're pivoting to the right side of your mat. I'm gonna come forward so I can see, or you can see me. My right hip is right over my knee. The calf goes back, my hips come forward. My left leg is active. My pinky toes out of my foot's grounding down. Left hand could just rest on that leg as the right arm goes up to the sky and creates more length to take over to the left side. Inhale, we'll rise back up, and exhale and fold again. Inhale, rise back up. This next time we'll fold and hold and breathe here. Draw your right shoulder back. Breathe into the right lung. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. And then let's rise on up and go right to our side plank. So your hand comes on the earth. Again, try not to let that butt go backwards. Press it forward. Rise up. Spin your heart open. Use a block under your hand if you need to. Okay? And then find your side plank, whatever that's going to be for you today. Your arm overhead, maybe you lift the leg, maybe you said, okay, I'm feeling a little strong, I'm going to try the full side plank where you have both legs, like your Tadasana. And breathe into the left lung. Send the arm overhead, get a long line of energy from your fingertips to the foot, maybe even lift the leg. Take one more breath, and then make your way back to your dog pose. Lower the knees, organize yourself on your mat. Plant the hands, especially the pointer finger and the thumb. Send hips to sky. Like you're lifting your sits bones to the sky. Lengthen through the side ribs. Again, noticing the shape changing of the breath as the side body expands on the inhale. And find it, a nice position for the legs. Maybe you're able to engage the quads, sending them back a little bit more, so that we can maybe roll over onto the left, pinky toe side of the left foot, big toe side of the right foot. So just folding to the left. Keep lifting your hips, breathing into the right side body. Come back to center. Other side. Pinky toe side of right foot, big toe side of left, hips lift. Come back to center, and then let's find our dog pose for maybe a breath or two, just to be a little neutralizing. And then we'll come to standing, so you can look up towards your hands. You can lower your knees down. You can walk yourself forward. Back into our forward fold, rise up halfway. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees, belly on thighs. Our strong legs rise us up to standing. And we'll bring our hands to prayer and notice how we're feeling now. And release your arms by your sides. Move in any way that releases any tension. And prepare for standing poses. So let's get there by just a jump or a hop out to a wide-legged stance. We'll start with a triangle pose. I'm going to turn my mat to face everyone. And let's probably have our blocks handy for a side angle and maybe in a wide-legged fold. Okay, so when you're ready, Step or hop out. And find your Trikonasana stance. So we'll turn our right foot to the right, 90 degrees. Left toes stay parallel or turn slightly in. Feel that both legs are grounded. Your feet are grounded. Maybe that your quads engaged so your kneecaps lift. Give a little tone to the belly. So maybe you find a neutral pelvis. So we're nice and stable. Then lift your arms to shoulder height. Tuck the right hip under. Reach forward. And then, let's lower the left arm down, right arm down, left arm to sky. Good. So we'll take that, the traditional Utthita Trikonasana for a moment. So keep lengthening your torso and spinning your heart forward and maybe upward. Good. Arms are active, legs are strong. Now, if you want, here's a couple variations. You can send that left arm overhead in line with your ear. Maybe even draw that arm back a little bit, get more of a little side bend here on that side. I can really feel it more. When I extend my arm, I can feel it more down to my left hip. I can breathe a little bit more into my left lung, so notice that. And if you want a little more challenge, a little more heat, bring that right arm parallel. Inhale. Now don't lose your length. Don't lose that slight rotation. Keep the arms active, reaching away. One more breath, and then inhale, rise on up. Woo! Release your arms to shoulder height and bend the knee. Now, here's our Virabhadrasana 2. Let's have our arms a little higher than normal. Okay, so they went a little higher than, shoulder height. I went a little higher, like at angles, right? So feel that my legs are stable. The right knee is over the ankle, not dropping in. And then maybe my rib cage is lifting here by this lift in my arms. Do you feel that? Left leg grounds. And then lower the left hand to that hamstring to remind it to even fire up a little bit more. Right arm up to the sky, maybe lunge a little deeper. Breathe into the whole right side body. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. And now let's go right into our side angle. So this next inhale is going to rise you up. You're going to hinge all the way down. So of course, side angle could always mean hand on thigh, forearm on thigh, but maybe in this case, we're gonna bring that hand right down onto the block to the inside of the foot. And then I'm lengthening through my torso, from the crown of my head to that left foot. I'm spinning my heart open. I'm gonna send my left arm to the sky, and then bring it forward, draw it in if you can, so the shoulder's super stable, and then send it over and head in line with your ear. This is technically the side angle. This nice angle that our body makes. And keep lengthening, spinning your heart open. Nice. Good. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Next exhale, spin that left hand down to the earth. Walk both hands between your legs. Pivot your toes forward, even slightly in if you want, because we're in our wide-legged fold now. Walk your hands forward. Plant your hands down onto the earth, and then send your hips back, head between your arms. Wide-legged down dog. So it's important here to try to keep your hips in line with your ankles. So really send them back. Breathe into the side body. One more breath cycle. And then let's walk our hands over towards the right. See if you can bring that left hand either onto the earth or maybe onto your right calf. Even if you have to step your feet in a little bit, bring your hands onto the calf or the ankle, and then we're going to spin to the right. Maybe send that right arm up to the sky. Using the leverage of the hand on the leg to get a little twist here. And then lower your hand down. Walk your hands over to the left side. Maybe walk them a little farther forward. The right hand a little farther forward than the left. Stay there for a moment. And then bring that right hand onto the left calf, ankle block. Maybe you have to lift yourself up a little higher. Maybe you're up here, you know, maybe you're here and you're taking this twist, rather. This is how it would be, right? Find some rotation to the left. Keep the torso long and find this gentle rotation starting from your hips, moving through your side waist, up through the crown of your head. And then lower that hand back down into your forward fold. All right, so now we're gonna come to standing, so you can just bring your arms out like a T and rise up. You could step or hop your feet together, heel toe your feet together, and come up with your legs, you know, from the midline. You can roll up. Listen to the body coming up in any way that serves you right now. Good job. Sometimes after all those wide-legged poses, it's good to draw in. But one of my teachers always said it's important to do some poses away from the midline, which is what we're doing, you know, with our legs and arms apart, because most of our life is spent with our legs and our arms, you know, kind of hugging the midline as we walk around in the world. So it's good to do these poses. All right, so when we're ready, if you're not there already, hop back out. Okay. Oh yeah, move your blocks to the left side if you wanted to use them for your side angle. Left foot turns at 90 degrees. Right toe is parallel or slightly in. Finding nice stable legs, nice stable base for your Trikonasana. Okay, lifting kneecaps. Pay attention to your knee in this posture too. If the quadriceps are a little weakened, that left knee could kind of track in on this posture. So maybe take note when your quads engage, does that knee go straight up? Right? And keep a little softness to the knee. Good. Lift arms to shoulder height. Tuck the left hip under. Left arm down, right arm to sky. Okay, so grounding through our legs once again. Lengthening through our torso. Kind of spinning the right rib cage back. Arms active. Neck in line with your spine. Staying here is totally fine, or sending that right arm in line with your ear. Cultivating more length on the right side. Feeling that lifting of the rib cage. And then for a little extra, the left arm is parallel as well, and we breathe here. Working the core. Strengthening the quadratus lumborum, that deep muscle in the back body that connects the lower ribs to the pelvis. It helps the spine right here. Next inhale rises you up. Lower the arms higher than shoulder height. Remember, bend the knee. So this is our warrior 2 variation today. So keeping that lift, keeping that length in the side body. Good. Take one more breath. Lower your right arm and fold to the right, reversing the warrior. Maybe lunging a little deeper. Strong legs. Paying attention to that front knee. Don't let it track in. Breathe into left lung. All right, next inhale and exhale. And then let's inhale and window all the way to our side angle. Whatever variation that is for you. Arm up to the sky, staying here, or if you'd like to take that arm overhead to increase the side bend, bring the arm forward for a moment, draw the shoulder back, and then send the arm overhead in line with the ear. And breathe. Nice work. Take one more breath. And then this next inhale, let's rise back up to the starting position, straighten our legs, lower our arms by our sides, heel toe, step, or hop the feet back together. Tadasana. Take a big inhale and exhale it out with a sigh. Inhale and exhale. One more. And exhale. Now notice how you're feeling now. Has the breath deepened? Do you feel taller? Maybe a little more strength in the core? I don't know, maybe something else. Just notice how you're feeling now. Maybe more of a serenity in the body, in the mind. So hopefully you've got some serenity, some focus that we can take into our balance posture. So let's go for that. So have a wall or a chair handy if you want. It'll be a single leg balance. So from here, we'll put our weight to our left leg for starters. You can start with your hands on your hips and then lift the right leg until it's bent at a 90-degree angle, kind of like we do for Balakikasana, for crane, right? And then I'm going to suggest that we all just bring our hands, interlace your hands under the leg. Or I'll go stay sideways for a moment. Yeah, so that way the leg can just drop into the arms, but focus on length of the body. Strong foundation of your standing leg, toned belly. And then we're going to extend the leg as we dorsiflex the foot, so pointing the toes to the sky. And then bend the knee and plantar flex, or point the foot. And let's do that a few times. Extend, oops, I'm losing it. And then point. And extend. And then point. All right, so try that a few times. With your breath. You know, just having one hand on a chair or a wall if that's better, and the other hand on your hip. Now the next time the leg extends forward, then plantar flex point the foot, plantar flex the foot. Keep the leg there. Release the hands onto your hips or up to the sky. And breathe. Grounding, lengthening through the side body. And then can you lift your leg a little higher? Oh yeah. I know it drops down instantly, right? Lift it a little higher. We lift it a little higher. One more time, lift it a little higher. And then lower it down, lower your arms. Good job. All right, shake it out. I know that's a lot. Here we go, other side. Right foot grounds. Again, if I was going to use a prop, I would have my right hand on a prop and I would have the other hand on the hip. Okay, but if you like the idea of this holding of the leg, you can do that, lengthen the torso. Or you can have both hands on your hips, hands free, and then extend and bend. Extend and bend. Extend with flexed foot, bend with pointed foot. So we're getting some nice stretch in the calf, the ankles, the toes maybe. I'm spreading my toes wide, then I'm almost curling them and bringing them back. One more time. And now the next time that leg extends forward, plantar flex the foot, press to the ball of the foot, engaging the muscles of the upper, lower leg, your belly's toned, your hands stay on your hips or go up to the sky. Now right away my leg dropped, so I'm going to try to lift it again. And then it starts to drop. I'm going to lift it again. And it starts to drop. I'm going to ground for my right leg. I'm going to lift the leg again. Let's try that one more time. Lift it as high as you can, and then slowly lower your leg and your arms and shake it out. Good job. All right. Take a big inhale again and exhale it out with a sigh. And again. And exhale. Let's come down back onto our mat and we'll go into our bound angle, the Baddha Konasana. So that's with your knees bent, feet together. Just going to have a little time check. Okay, so into our bound angle, whatever that looks like for you today. And sometimes it's helpful to be sitting up on a little bit of a blanket so that you have a forward tilt of your pelvis rather than that rounded tilt, right? So if I wanted to do that, I'm gonna show, I'd sit up on just on the edge of the blanket so my pelvis is tilted forward, rounded, and then I'm going to have more length in my spine rather than this that sometimes happens, especially if the hips are tight, right? So to try to cultivate some length, a little bit of a forward tilt to your pelvis. Okay. Nice. Oh, and also have your blocks handy because we're going to turn this into, surprise, a side bend. Okay, so bring that right leg in and then extend the left leg long. All right, and then turn your torso a little bit towards the right and walk your hands over to the right. The left hip might lift up a little, that's okay. Let's see if you can ground it down. Go as far over to the right as you can. Kind of like we did in the beginning. And then send the left hand a little farther forward of the right hand. Oh yeah, feel this nice stretch on your whole left side. Keep drawing that left hip down. One's wanting to lift up. I'm just giving a little resistance here. And then let's rise back up. Walk your hands in. Bring your left hand onto the right knee. Right arm reaches away, kind of in line with your shoulder. Bring it overhead in line with your ear and reach towards your left foot. Spinning your heart open and breathe here. Take one more breath. And then rise on up. And we'll go to the other side. So you can take a bound angle in between if you want. And just take a little bit of a forward fold. And then when you're ready, start to bring the left leg in and the right leg out to the side. Okay, ground the sits bones. Tone the belly, get long. Hinge forward and then walk your hands over to the left so that you're getting your navel kind of going in the direction of that left leg, the left knee. Let your hands go as far as they can. Notice if the right hip lifts up and see if you can bring it back. And then send that right hand a little farther forward of the left. Breathe in here. Next, inhale, let's rise up. And this time, just bring your right hand on top of the left knee. Elongate your torso so you're already, your navel's already in line with that knee. Send that left arm in line with your shoulder. Start to really reach so you're getting broader across your collarbones. Send that arm all the way up to the sky in line with your left ear, and then fold right side body over right leg. Left hand towards left foot. Some of you may be able to clasp the foot and even spin your heart more towards the sky. Take one more breath cycle here. Good. And then slowly rise up. Extend your legs, bring them together, maybe do a little windshield wipe with bent or straight legs. And then we're going to come onto our backs. So you can bend your knees. Let the hands glide down your legs or use core strength. And roll onto your back, keeping your knees bent for starters, and find a constructive rest. So that is where you press your lower back into the earth. Okay. We'll just do a short round of our dead bug that we did on Thursday because it is so much fun. It's such an effective core exercise. So to get us there, again, stay where you are with your low back pressed into the earth. Bring your hands on your thighs and press into your thighs. And feel as you press the lower back down and you press into your thighs isometrically how you engage your abdominal muscles. That's what we want in this posture. And it's really safe for the low back. We are going to do some contralateral movement, meaning opposite arm, opposite leg, diagonally across the body. If you feel your low back arch, then don't lower your arms and legs as much or go back to a previous stage. So here we are. Let's lift our legs. Let's, let the back relax. Release your hands. Legs up to reverse table. Press your low back into the earth. Hands into your thighs, and feel that asymmetric pressure. Good. Nice. And then release. Do that again, because this is what we're after. Press the low back down. Press your hands into your thighs, like it's almost like your legs are trying to come back, but you're not letting them. You're really working the belly. It's almost like quivering a little bit. And then release. Okay. Now, keep your legs where they are, but send your arms up to the sky. Good. And then lower your right leg and let it hover over the earth to a place that your low back doesn't lift off. And then bring it back up. And then switch. So this could be one option, just doing the legs. And then if you want, as the right leg goes down this time, send your left arm forward and back. And then bring them both back up to the sky. And then switch other side. And then continue like that a few rounds. The trickiest part is to keep the non-active side staying upward towards the sky. It wants to move too. And, honestly, you could do this at any pace, flowing with your breath. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower your legs, lower your arms, stay here. Don't do anything. You may be noticing your belly. That's okay. It'll pass. Just be with it. Maybe draw your legs in so your knees your feet, ankles are underneath your knees, legs parallel, arms by your sides. Peel the hips, the low back off the earth, drawing your tailbone and your knees forward, getting a nice stretch in the belly. Not worrying about how high we're going. We're just after an abdominal release. Then you can lower down. You could do that a few times, maybe each time coming up a little higher. So strong legs, grounding the feet, lifting, lengthening through the torso. So you're drawing your knees forward. One more. Good job. And then lower yourself back down and pause and notice. And you can bring one knee and then the other up towards your chest. Give them a squeeze. Maybe rock side to side or give a massage to your back body. Okay. If you do that, make sure your knees circle in both directions. And then bring that to stillness. Keep that right leg in as you extend the left leg long. Maybe extending through the heel so you feel that stretch on the whole side body. And then bring that leg back in and go to the other side. Again, extending through the heel, getting the stretch on the whole right side body. Keep your right leg where it is this time, and then extend the left leg to meet it. Create some space between your legs, let your feet drop out, maybe even ground each half of the pelvis down. Take a big inhale and exhale it out with a sigh. If you want, you could send your arms up to the sky, interlacing your palms like we did in that first stretch, turning your palms up to the sky. Get a big stretch from your heels to your fingertips. And then exhale, release. Bring your arms out by your sides, like swim them out through the sides. Keep them in a low V, palms spinning up. Maybe lift your chest a little so you can draw your shoulder blades together. And you're broad across your heart, across your chest. Take another big inhale and exhale it out with a sigh. Maybe rock your head side to side, part your jaw. Bring that movement to stillness and press the back of your head down to the earth. Lift your chin up slightly so your neck is neutral. Take one more inhale and exhale it out. And we'll rest here for these next few moments with our open heart and open palms, ready to receive the benefits of our practice. Integrate our vital energy and absorb the peace, the shanti that yoga provides. Trust each step. Stay present for each step in your journey. We don't go from one place to another in a gigantic leap. We get there in increments by going through each feeling, each belief, each experience one step at a time. Sometimes when we pray for miracles, we're really praying for help in skipping steps, for shortcuts. The simple act of acceptance, of returning to each step on our path, can often bring us the miracle we need. Then we see the truth. The real miracle is one always available to us. It's the miracle of acceptance. We can go where we want to go, one step at a time. Stay present for each step of your journey. Trust each stage. Many things are possible for you if you accept that the fastest way is one step at a time. So allow your breath to deepen. Gently rock your head from side to side. Bring movement to fingers and toes. Maybe circle your wrists and your ankles. And then sweep your arms by your sides. Reaching up through your fingers, down through your toes. Take a big inhale, exhale, and release. And give your legs a squeeze if you like. And then with bent or straight legs, roll over onto your right side and rest there for a moment. And then when you're ready, come back up to a comfortable seat. Grounding through your sits bones, lengthening the crown of your head skyward. Noticing maybe a little more length in the side body, a little more tone and support from your belly. Take a few breaths here. And then let's draw our hands to heart center, dropping our head into our heart in gratitude. And we'll lift our gaze and seal our practice by joining our voices in one Om. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste.